Hey, shalom, shalom. All right, before I get started with this lesson today, I just want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations unto the elect. All right. Now, in this lesson, all right, I just wanted to go into the Matthew 13 and verse 47, all the way down to the 50th verse. All right, going into the parable of the dragnet. All right, and no, this is a very short, parable, and this parable, we can liken this parable into our times. What's going on, in the times we're in today. You see, so with that being said, let's get straight into it. You're gonna see why I said that. So Matthew 13 and verse 47, and it reads again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea, and gathered of every kind. All right, now what does that net represent? All right, the net represents this truth. All right, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures. All right, which is being publicly professed. All right, by the prophets of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. All right, Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, whom this world ignorantly calls God. All right, and his son name is Yahweh Shai, whom this world ignorantly calls Jesus. His true name is Yahweh Shai in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. Okay. Now, again, all right, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net, and that net being this truth, all right, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that was cast into the sea. Now, what does the sea represent? All right, the sea represents the people, this people being the Israelites, all right, which the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and this gospel, this truth is only for them, all right, the Israelites, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And let's prove that. Let's get Acts, all right, 10 and verse 36. All right. Acts 10 and 36, the word. All right. What word? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, these scriptures. All right. That's being preached. All right. The true understanding of these scriptures. All right. The word which the Most High sent unto the children of Israel. You see, this word is only for the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today. All right. Preaching peace by Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. He is the Lord of all. You see? So plain and simple, the word was sent unto the children of Israel, man. Not unto the whole world, not unto all the nations, but to the children of Israel. All right? So let's go back into Matthew, the 13th chapter. Okay? Matthew 13 and verse 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net, being this net being this truth. It represents this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, was cast into the sea being the Israelites, and gathered of every kind, all right, every kind of fish, which the fish represents also the Israelites. You see? Now, verse 48, it says, which, when it was full, right, when that net was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. And what do the good fish represents and what do the bad fish represents? All right, the good and bad Israelites that come into this thing. All right, the good being the elect and the bad being, all right, false prophets, all right, just 2/3, wicked Israelites. You see? So this truth is going to bring in a lot of good Israelites and a lot of bad Israelites. All right, and that's just what the thing. And you got a good example. All right, is Elazar. All right, the former head of Sakari. You see, Elazar, he's one of those bad Israelites. All right, that came into this thing, the bad fish. You see, and you can look at it in the earthly sense. You casting the net into the sea. You see, and you're gonna pull up every kind of fish. You're not just gonna get the good fish. All right, you're not just gonna get the bad fish. You're gonna get a mix of both, and there's gonna be more bad than good. You see, and you drag it to shore. You're gonna get catfish. You're bad. You got your good. You got your clean fish. You got your rainbow trout. Your salmon, crappie, bass, all that. Your good clean fish. All right, that represents your elect, the those that come into this thing sincerely. And you got your bad Israelites. All right, and that's your catfish, octopus, crab, squid, all them unclean fishes. Those represents these wicked Israelites, man. All right, a good example is Elazar, man. He's a bad Israelite. He's one of those ones that what came in because of this truth. He was gathered in by the truth, but guess what? You cast away. You're gonna be cast away because you're bad. You wicked, man. You see? So this truth is gonna trap in every kind of good and bad fish. You see? But guess what? The good, he gathered the good into vessels, right? And that can represent the chariots, man. Because at the end, all right, when in the end, all right, the elect are going to be delivered in those chariots, man. You see, but the bad were cast away into the fire, the thermonuclear fire. You see, verse 49, so shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just, right? The bad Israelites, those bad fish. All right, sever the wicked from among the just being the elect. All right, the elect, those were preordained to get salvation, man, to be saved from the destruction. All right, verse 50, and shall cast them being the wicked, all right, the bad fish, into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. And a lot of Christians will say, oh, this talking about hell. You even got some Israelites out here they'll think this is talking about hell. But no, this isn't talking about hell. All right, this is talking about the thermonuclear fire. You see, when the missiles hit, all right, America, man. You see, and the wicked are going to be burnt up in that fire, but the elect will be delivered. You see, and there's many scriptures disproving the hell doctrine. All right, you have many videos of brothers, even me, disproving the hell doctrine. All right, through the scriptures. You see, now let's get into Matthew 22, because Matthew 22 and verse 9 and 10 go hand in hand with the parable of the dragnet, which I just read. So let's get Matthew 22. Let's get let's see. Matthew 22 and verse 9. All right, now go ye therefore. Now this is the king, giving a command unto his servants. Who are the servants? The prophets. You see, the prophets out here boldly proclaiming this truth and teaching our people this word, man. Matter of fact, let's get it. Let's get Amos 9, or it's like 3. No, yeah, 3 and verse 7. It says, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets. Now, what is that secret? All right, the understanding of these scriptures. All right, and it's been the understanding of these scriptures have been revealed unto his servants, which are what? The prophets. All right, you can see the prophets are making videos today. All right, and out there on the block, preaching, teaching his word unto the elect amongst the nation of Israel, which we're preaching unto Israel, but we know the elect are only going to get it. You see, and repent. So let's go back. All right, to Matthew 22. So now we know what it's talking about. All right, Matthew 22 and 8. Then said he unto the servants, the king unto his servants, the prophets. All right. Then said he, well, it's like verse 9. It says, verse 9, go ye therefore unto the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. You see, now that's a dark saying or a parable speech of saying what? Go out on the street corners, all right, and teach this word. All right. Verse 8, go read in the NLT, it says what? Now go out on the street corners. Right. The street ministry is a big part of this ministry, man. All right. Yeah, we do these videos, all right, on the internet, on YouTube. You see, but we also have to go, and we're not denying that the internet does the heavy lifting, but we also have to go out on the street corners too. All right, the chief place of concourse, out on the highways and byways. All right, and preach this word too. You see, and it says, and invite everyone you see, right? Teach them this word. All right, teach them this word, man. All right, this is a commandment. This is a commandment to the servants of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, to teach this word, man. Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. All right, John 21. Yeah, John 21 and verse 15. So when they had dined, Yahushua said unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou more than these? He said unto him, yeah, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my lambs. What does that mean? Feed the sheep, feed the elect, feed my people, the elect. You see, so the prophets are set up. Matter of fact, it says feed my lambs. All right, what is that talking about? That means teach. All right, my elect, all right, which are amongst the nation of Israel. Let's get Jeremiah 3. All right. Jeremiah 3. Let's see. Jeremiah 3 and 15. I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with the knowledge and understanding. You see, so the Lord is going to set up prophets and pastors, which are going to feed you with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The Lord is going to reveal the secrets unto his pastors, the prophets, and he's going to, and in turn, the prophets are going to then feed the elect with the knowledge and understanding. Wake up. See, you see how the Most High is going to use elect men to wake up other elect men. You see, by feeding them with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You see, and we know we don't do the waking up. That's really up to the Lord. But we put that word out there. We activate them. We activate the elect through preaching of the word. You see? So let's go back into John, because the Lord is basically saying, look, if you love me, feed my lambs. You see, and this is what we, when we out there, when we doing videos like this and we out there in the blocks, out there in the block, it shows, all right, hold on, what? Yeah, when we out there in the block, it shows our love for Yahweh Shai. You see, when we out there feeding the elect. He said unto me, him, feed my lambs. Verse 16, he said unto him the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, yeah, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my sheep. And he said unto me the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he had said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua said unto him, feed my lambs, man. He said it 3 times. That proves the great importance of feeding the sheep, man. You see, you have to feed the lambs. This is a commandment. You see? So, if you understand this truth, all right, you learn this truth, you understand the true doctrine, and you should be out there preaching, man. Preach this word, man. All right. So let's go back into Matthew 22. Slacky kind of got a little sidetracked, but hey, it's all through the Spirit. Matthew 22 and verse 9, it says, go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. Right. Preach his word unto the highways and hedges. All right. Preach his word. Teach the elect. All right. It says, so those servants went out unto the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And that's going back into the parable of the dragnet. So when we're out there preaching his word, this word is this truth, which the prophets are professing, is going to bait in both bad fishes and good fishes. You see, the elect and the wicked Israelites. You see, it's in the wedding was furnished with guests. And again, you can look at it in the earthly sense. All right, you got the Lord said what? We're going to be made fishers of men. Matter of fact, let's get there. All right, Matthew 4:19. Matter of fact, we'll go Mark 1:17. Mark 1:17. And Yahushua said unto them, come ye after me, and I will make you become fishers of men. Right, fishers of men. All right, teaching the word, baiting in the elect. You see, look at it in the earthly sense. All right, you out there fishing. If you ever fished, all right, you got your rod, your fishing rod, your hook, and you got your bait. You see the bait being this truth, and the hook and the bait being this truth. You cast that hook and bait out into the sea, all right, and it's gonna bait in, all right, the elect. But guess what? Going according to Matthew 22:10 is gonna also bring in the bad. See, so most of the time you're gonna have a bad Israelite come into this thing. You may have a catfish swimming. It sees your bait, sees your worm, and they bite onto it. You see, and you reel it in. You say, "Oh, it's a catfish. Cast that into the fire." You see, that's what's gonna happen to the wicked, and they come into this truth. Wicked Israelites that come into this truth. You see, they're gonna be cast away. You see, you fish and you get a catfish. You see, and you like, oh man, what the. We can't eat this. Cast that back. You see? The same, but hey, that's going with the elect too. The elect can be swimming in the sea, and they see the bait, see this truth being preached. They hook onto it. Boom, they eat on it, they eat the bait, and they come in. They come into this truth. So yeah, man, just earthly, outlook on it. But again, let's see, 22 and verse 10. I'm all the way down here. 22. Matthew 22 and 10. So those servants went out on the highways and gathered together as many as they found, both bad and good, right? So this truth is going to bring in both bad and good. It says, and the wedding was furnished with guests. You see, and just jump down, verse 14, Matthew 22 and 14. For many are called, but few are chosen, right? So a lot of Israelites are going to be called into this truth, both bad and good. You see, but there are only going to be a few which are going to be chosen, all right, for salvation, man. That's why we say, look, a lot of bad Israelites are going to come into this thing, all right, then good. You see, those few, those good, all right, are the ones that are going to be chosen for salvation, man. But those that are bad, they're going to be cast away. You see, and that's a scary thing. We just, us believers, in Yahweh by Shema Shah, that's striving for perfection. Let's hope, we just keep praying that, we be that one that's being chosen, all right, to have salvation, man. Hopefully, man. This thing is a scary thing we're a part of, man. But hopefully this lesson was edifying, and something could be learned out of it. But with that, just want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, a great millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations unto the elect. Shalom.